name's Steve Taylor. I'm the operations manager here at Exile Skimboards. There's a lot of things you need to pick when choosing a board. The first thing you want to get down is what shape you want to ride. We offer a few different shapes. Other companies might offer different shapes as well. We have a pro shape, which is more of a narrow shape, and a hybrid shape, which is more of a blunt nose. The narrower shapes in skimboards are going to be quicker down the line. If you're riding a liner and racing down the line, it's going to keep its speed. A board with more of a blunt nose is going to be easier to make a big turn on a wave without the chance of purling. Once you've figured out shape and size, you're going to want to figure out what thickness you want. Most companies will offer two thicknesses, 5/8 inch and 3/4 inch foam. 5/8 is for maneuverability. It's going to feel a little bit quicker just because it's more responsive. 3/4 inch is actually going to float you more, so it'll get you out further. Typically, riders in Laguna, Cabo, anywhere we have like heavy shore pound, close, really powerful, you're going to want the 5/8. It's more maneuverable, going to turn quicker, make that big wrap, make that critical section. East Coast, Gulf Coast, stuff like that, you're probably going to want the 3/4 inch. It's going to float you more. If you ever watched guys in Portugal, those guys love 3/4 inch because they have a mushier wave. You can get out further, ride longer. It's just better for that. A lot of guys in competition will use 3/4 inch just because it's easier to land tricks. And once you land on your board's going to be more buoyant, so it's going to stay above the water easier. After you got the thickness down, you're going to want to look to materials. Most companies will offer an introductory wave riding board such as a foamy. From there you can go all the way up to carbon. In between there is E-glass and S-glass. E-glass is probably going to last you a little bit longer than foamy, but you're going to have to pay a little more. Same deal with S-glass, up from E-glass. Pay a little bit more, probably going to last a little longer. And then all the way up to carbon. And another thing to look at is the fiberglass that's being used. Polyester resin is a little bit more brittle than epoxy. Epoxy is probably going to last you longer. Probably going to pay a little bit more. But just another thing to look at when you're going to buy a board. With the S-glass and E-glass models, or even a foamy, you're probably not going to be able to tell the difference visually. One way to tell normally is the weight. S-glass is going to be lighter, E-glass is going to be heavier, and foamy is going to be even heavier than that. With the carbon boards, the nice thing is you can normally tell the difference because there's usually some carbon that shows through. Maybe it's a black spot, or black spots all over the board or on the rails. But you'll usually be able to tell, which is kind of a nice insurance to know your board is as tough as possible. Another decision you have to make when choosing a board is going to be the finish. Most companies are going to offer two finishes, the textured and the glossy. With every skimboard company, you're going to have a big sticker on the bottom that's telling you everything you need to know. So if you can't tell by hand or by look, check out the sticker. It's going to tell you everything: size, shape, materials, thickness, where it's coming from, where it's going. It's there.